And howdy do, how the heck are you? Well, it's Friday, baby! Yahoo! So here's what I have today. I have a Springfield Brewing Company Hop Lobster. 5.5%, 50 IBUs, I am told. And some of you may be aware that I have done a video with this beer before. So why do it again? Well, it's a beer that I'm not necessarily doing the video for today, but I'm going to use it to illustrate a point and bring up a topic. Let me show this to you. That is pretty. I love this beer. That is a beautiful color, is it not? Oh yeah, great aroma. Oh, a little bit of citrus, a little grassy. Grapefruit, lemon, little pine. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about here. Oh, beautiful. If you look on the label here, Hop Lobster, it doesn't call itself a red IPA. It calls itself a Hoppy Red Ale. Which brings me to my topic. What should be called an IPA? Craft brewers have learned, those crafty bastards, that if they drop those 3 letters behind any brew style, 2 things are inevitably going to happen. 1, almost every beer geek / snob is going to run out and buy it at least once. 2, half of those people that bought it are going to lose their damn minds and be all sorts of bent out of shape that somebody had the audacity to call it an IPA. We got red IPAs, black IPAs, Belgian-style IPAs, and possibly the most controversial of them all, the Session IPA. Holy crap in a basket. It really isn't a big deal, but some people really do just lose their damn minds over a name. So, if they know they're going to cause some controversy, why do craft brewers call this particular style the Session IPA? Well, why? Because they're not going to, it's a no-lose situation for them. Yes, some folks, there's a small percentage that are going to get upset, but they're going to take to social media, they're going to complain about it, that's going to start a conversation, and more people that haven't heard about it are going to run out and buy that beer to see what all the fuss is about. You see how that works? So we have a vicious circle of sales going on. So it really is a no-lose situation for the craft breweries to call anything they want to call an IPA an IPA. Now, I don't know what's left, to be honest with you. You know, we had the IPA. The Americans have done some crazy stuff with what was traditional, what Britain originally called an IPA isn't anywhere close to what we're doing with them now. But now we have red IPAs, black IPAs, Belgian-style IPAs, and the Session IPA. And there you go. Now, I have been advocating for a couple of years now, and for those of you that have seen any of my stuff in writing in any of these groups, or seen my videos, I mean, I've said for a couple of years now that we should call these Hoppy Reds and Hoppy Blacks, and not Hoppy IPAs. So I will give my good friends at Springfield Brewing Company some credit for not jumping on the IPA bandwagon. This, from any other brewery, would be called a red IPA. It has a slight malt backbone. You do get a little caramel. It is big and hoppy. It is a red IPA by craft brewer standards. I am glad they just called it a Hoppy Red Ale, because by golly, that is what it is. I mean, it is a Hoppy Red Ale. And wouldn't it be great if everybody else just did a little truth in advertising? Just call them Hoppy Reds. You got a black ale with a lot of hops. Why do you got to call it a black IPA? Because the IPA, the P stands for pale. Now, I get pale did not stand for color. Pale stood for malts used. But if it's black, it's still using, big roasted malts. So you're still not using pale malts or not only pale malts. Either way, you can't be pale and black at the same time. Anyways, having said all, that's the thing. It doesn't matter to me. I do have some beer friends that really do get their knickers in a knot over the whole what's in a name thing. And there are a lot of beers out there that are just labeled wrong. They are not called what they are. The session, why can't we just call these beers hoppy session ales? Of course, then you've got that whole other argument over what constitutes a session ale, but that's for another topic. So there you go. So that's my 5-minute or so rambling on what should or shouldn't be called an IPA. The bottom line for me is it doesn't really matter, but it is clear that the craft brewers do know what they're doing. They're calling everything an IPA for a reason, because right now IPAs are clearly the flavor of the month. If you drop IPA at the behind any name, it's going to sell. It's just the way it is. And if there's any controversy about it, that just stirs up more sales. So there you go. There is my 5.5-minute business lesson today.